2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Up next, the Trailblazers taking on the Kings. For the Trailblazers, they've captured 5th place in the West, hoping to advance that position as they go down the stretch. Kings Blazers is next, right after this. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, hump day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And a look at the recent power rankings, some interesting stories here in the early part of December. Taking a look at Utah, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when you look at Portland, give them credit. They've stuck to their plan here early on, playing their brand of basketball. They're showing everyone they have the potential to be even better.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
In the last few years, we've seen league-wide scoring surge in the NBA. Now, many credit years of defensive rules changes, such as limiting hand checking on and off the ball and getting rid of contact in the paint. Now, everyone isn't pleased with these changes. Some say defense is no longer allowed, but a higher pace of play, more efficient shot selection, and lots of threes also play a role. Most fans aren't complaining. Kevin?
It sure is fun to watch, D.A. Thank you. Brent, our matchup tonight, indicative of a growing trend. Last season was the 8th straight that teams took more three-pointers than the year before.
Well, Kevin, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics.
Right.
So more and more teams adopting this, pace and space mentality. And the interesting thing on the back end of it, Kevin, though, is over the next 3 years, how are teams equipping their rosters with players who are capable of doing this? We're seeing more and more bigs be able to shoot threes. That's where the game's going.
Excellent point. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Fox at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. Bagley and Giles, both former Blue Devils, are the 4 and the 5. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Whiteside is out there with Rodney Hood. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
McCollum against Hield. It's stolen by Hield. And Bogdanovich kicks to Hield. Misses the 3. And here's Portland. Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Yeah, Hood does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. And Giles now top of the key. Pass to Bogdanovich. No good there. Nice D from Lillard.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
Now the feed to Nurkic. That one doesn't drop. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
Saw the box score the next day and thought about those percentages. They had guys just going off in that one.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Lillard against Fox. Hield outside. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his first foul. Here's Giles. Hield outside. Just 5 on the clock. Bagley trying to free himself up.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Pass to Hood. Shoots. The Trailblazers with a new shot clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And that's what you want to do with Whiteside, feeding him the ball in the paint where he makes the defense collapse. Well, you watch Whiteside out there and you understand just how much of an impact he can make with his defense. Great length, great timing, and makes some offenses change the way they're going to attack you just because of his size alone.
And the first one drops. 7'7" wingspan of Whiteside, definitely a game changer for defense.
Interesting pickup here for the Blazers as they've added Whiteside to back up Nurkic at the 5 position, and an interesting center in the Western Conference. How will he adjust to the pace and maybe the style of play out west?
That one misses.
Interesting with the game shifting to the pace and space about where Whiteside fits into the puzzle. He is still a double-double threat down on the inside and can be taken advantage of on nights.
Now here's Bogdanovich. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Chicago.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now here's Lillard. McCollum outside. Passes it to Whiteside. Over Bagley. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist by McCollum.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
The Kings trail by 6. Fox passes to Hield. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Well, with a young perimeter player like Hield is operating in the pick and roll with that kind of effectiveness, he can become dangerous.
For Portland, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Lillard outside. Hood dishes to Lillard. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And the 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension signed by Damian Lillard this offseason. Dame Dollar living up to one of his many nicknames, but money well spent by the Blazers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
The culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac along with Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Corey Joseph's checked in for the Kings. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard. And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
Now here's McCollum after the miss from Buddy Hield. And yes, it's good. McCollum's got his second basket of the night.
Well, McCollum undersized at his position, at least in terms of his strength, but he can play that way because he competes. That's a tough one there.
The Kings trail by 8. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
The pass to Lillard. Pass to Hood. 2 points. That one goes.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And here is Joseph. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Giles. Portland grabs the miss.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Here's Joseph following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Healed outside. To the inside. Giles, that's good.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
McCollum outside. Lillard outside. Back to McCollum. Fires for 3. Here's Nurkic. Out to Hood. And stolen by Bogdanovich. Pass to Joseph. No good on the shot. And it's Portland the other way. To the paint. Here's Whiteside. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Bagley. Pushing it up. Giles. Bogdanovich passes to Hield. Joseph down low. Covered by Lillard. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Talent coming from everywhere these days, Brent, including the developmental league. The G League has done a wonderful job of watching players develop there and then vaulting them up to the big league.
And I think last year, Kevin, the numbers were that more than half the players in the NBA had spent some time in the G League. You want to talk about that league coming along with
what an impact.
Massive.
Yes.
And what you're seeing too over the past few years, Kevin, is people doing a great job of using the G League a lot better. Not just experimenting and lab ratting what that team is about, but really well thought out player development and stints for guys on their team rather than just practicing and traveling and sitting and watching games. You're watching guys go play a game in the afternoon and then coming up to the NBA level and participating in an NBA game that night. That's going to go a long way to make guys in the early part of their career take the necessary strides in a lot quicker than they normally would.
This two-way contract has been a wonderful addition.
Except if you talk to their agents, Kevin. Yes, it's been very good for the control of an organization to find that kind of talent.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Well, Portland being up there in the PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, always means a lot of air miles. Matter of fact, they lead the league pretty much every year in distance travel.
Hezonja, he's checked in for Whiteside. And a change for Sacramento. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Marvin Bagley. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Brent, you talk about all that travel for the Blazers. That can wear you down.
Well, interesting. The Blazers have done some particular things off the floor for their players, bringing in UV lights into the locker rooms, coffee before the game. It's very much hipster Pacific Northwest.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Bielitsa, and the dunk by Bielitsa.
Now, Bielitsa's game might be mostly finesse, but there are times when he gets aggressive.
Lillard against Joseph. Passes it to McCollum. Here's the 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists tonight.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. 11-point game. Dedmon kicks to Barnes. Now, here's Bjelica. Hezonja defending. Shot clock at 6. And it's Hezonja with the foul. That's his first foul. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Barnes with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Clock at 6. Score of the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Got to respect the take charge attitude that Barnes is showing right now.
Joseph against Lillard. Now the pass to Hezonja. Back to Lillard. Here's Nurkic. Oh, that's blocked. Barnes outside. Bjelica. A rebound by Hezonja. Portland leading by 9. Here's Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And Sacramento has possession. The Blazers getting the bucket. Joseph down low. Covered by Lillard. Shots good by Dedmon.
The inside game of Dedmon looks pretty good there. That's a nice move. Comfortable with that.
Now Anthony. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Clippers. He kicks to Nurkic. Releases. Sacramento grabs the miss.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And stolen by Hezonja. Anthony, the pass to Lillard. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And that's 10 points for Damian Lillard.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Joseph. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Bjelica misses. Portland leading by 11. Pass to Hezonja. With the teardrop. Rebound by Bjelica. Barnes against Nurkic. Dedmon. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Harrison Barnes out there looking to involve his teammates on that play.
Joseph against Lillard. Kicks it to Nurkic. 1:56 left to play in the first. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 11. Bounce pass Joseph. Up top, Bjelica. Covered by Anthony. Joseph, the pass to Hield. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Barnes can't get it to go.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Hield against Bazemore. Shot clock at 5. Bjelica passes to Joseph. And Anthony sends it back.
How about Melo rising up quick to that one there? Nice shot block.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. The Kings trail by 15. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Barnes looking around. Knocked loose and stolen by Lillard. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Pizzagna's shot is off.
Now, there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Joseph's got 5 now.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Lillard the pass to Carmelo, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate.
Healed outside. No good on the last second attempt there. C.J. McCollum, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Portland. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We come back right after this. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down the keys.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing to say, let's be consistent, let's play hard, let's do all of these things. And I think as competitors, as professional athletes, we're going to play hard. You're going to be competitive because we're competitors. We don't make it to this level for no reason. But I think at this level, you also have egos.
Knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, the Trailblazers enjoying a nice lead here.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Sacramento. At small forward and power forward, it's Ariza and Barnes. Corey Joseph is out there with Fox, and it's Dedmon in its center. Here is Lillard, following the three-pointer from De'Aaron Fox. And Lillard kicks to Little. Back to Lillard. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Lillard's got 12.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And here are the Kings now, down by 15. Greg, let's take a look at Nasir Little. More power and athleticism at this point than skill, wouldn't you say?
I mean, no doubt. As an amateur, he could rely on the physical gifts to dominate, but in the NBA, you have to be able to shoot and handle with confidence. I think Little will get there because he has a tremendous work ethic.
And here's Bazemore. Harrison Barnes getting it to go from deep. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Joseph. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. He's got 7.
Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Lillard against Fox. Pass to Bazemore. Back to Lillard. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
That's a nice shot from Damian Lillard. He feels like he can drain it just about anywhere and appreciates the fact that he's got that kind of range.
Fox finds Barnes for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. At one point, they led by 16. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Yeah, saw the box score of that game the next day, and I thought, wow, that's a huge scoring night. Pretty impressive stuff there.
Now here's Barnes after the miss from Damian Lillard. Can't hit from the elbow.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit, probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much.
And you see how dangerous De'Aaron Fox can be when he uses that speed.
Lillard, the pass to Carmelo. That shot off the mark. And here's Fox. He'll bring it up for the Kings. It's a 14-point game. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand.
Now, Trevor Ariza makes a living out there beyond the arc.
Lillard against Fox. Bazemore. No one around him. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Joseph has an open look. Kept alive by Sacramento. Here's Barnes. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Bagley. Over Hood. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
6'11", showing he's got a J. Marvin Bagley can be an offensive problem.
Anthony, the pass to Little. Back to Anthony. Hood against Bogdanovich. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Whiteside's checked in for Portland. Outside, Fox. Ariza outside. 6 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Whiteside's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Now here's McCollum. 23 points for him the last game against the Clippers.
You can't forget about all those well-timed swipes either. His timing on the defensive end was simply sublime.
Ariza no luck. Trailblazers leading by 12. Little passes to Collins. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Collins has got his first points of the game.
Capable of torching you from that spot. Collins looking very comfy.
Sacramento's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Here's Bagley. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Whiteside's got 7 rebounds in the game. Lobbed up there for Collins. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Like the fact that the timing on that play was perfect for Collins to get up, collect it, and dunk it.
The Kings trail by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Six to shoot. Goes up the baseline. That one, no good. Collins with some nice D. Portland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And Hood with the basket on the assist by McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 18. Sacramento's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Bagley dishes to Bogdanovich. The pass to Giles. Back to Bogdanovich. He kicks it to Ariza. Here's Bagley. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Nasir Little picks one up.
Like to see Bagley establish some confidence and play aggressive here. Terrific at making some of the defenders get physical with him.
The Kings have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. He's off on the first.
A lot of people over the past couple of seasons wondering if C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard would be together. Well, the franchise has made that commitment to them financially. They've kept up great chemistry and great leadership with this team. Have the additions in the offseason been enough to push Portland forward?
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. And you think about Lillard and McCollum, both 4-year star players at mid-major schools. Brent, they're used to leading the way and being accountable for the outcome.
Well, they also are very cognizant, Kevin, of recognizing what their contributions can do to lift their teammates. Always quick to compliment the guys that do the dirty work. This is one of the most dynamic duos in terms of backcourts that we have in the NBA.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside, because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Now here's McCollum, 11 points in the game. Hood kicks to McCollum. Gets the three-pointer to fall. McCollum's got 14 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, Fox. Down low, Bagley. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
McCollum against Fox, and that one drops for him. Fox has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
So slick with the ball. Fox getting in there and busting out a few moves.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Pass to Hood. The 3 doesn't go that time. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. Bielitsa passes to Fox. Pass to Bagley. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Bagley can give you just a little bit of everything on the inside. I know he had a slow start to his rookie year, but really picked it up as he came along and got up to speed with not only playing with Fox, but in the NBA system, and as to where he could be effective.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Bagley, it was clear just how active he was on both ends.
Yeah, he can do that. He's got that kind of length. He's got a soft touch around the rim. And if he can run out in transition and steal a few easy points, he could be a consistent 17 to 18 point scorer in this league.
Sacramento making a switch here. Heald's checked in. Now here's McCollum. He's got 14. Here's Azania. Good D by Bogdanovich.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Hield with the bucket.
And you love how Hield is always ready with his feet set. Once the ball hits his hands, it's off.
McCollum against Fox. 1:58 left in the first half of basketball. Back to Hazonia for the three. Offensive rebound. And Whiteside slams it home.
Oh, wow. Whiteside out there with the red nose on, clowning, treating this one like a dunk contest.
And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the half. Fox dishes to Heel. Bogdanovich passes to Bagley. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 3 assists in the game. Trailblazers leading by 16. McCollum outside Hood. Back to McCollum. There's the triple. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Fox. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Trailblazers. And the Kings also making a change. Barnes is checked in.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Bazemore. That one off the back iron and out.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
And a wide open look for Hood. And it's off from 3-point range. And here's the fast break. Fox dishes to Barnes. Good D by McCollum. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Hood. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Kent Bazemore knows that his contributions come from being active, and Bazemore becoming a better passer.
The Kings trail by 18. Here's Hield. He had 22 points in the win against Chicago. From deep. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Excellent contest by Bazemore on his man there. That is not an easy release.
And so it's Portland holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Terry Stotts. Coach, what has gone right for your team so far?
Well, we've got a lot of energy. Getting stops and getting runouts was the biggest difference.
And that gets your guards involved early in the offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, they killed it on the glass, and they did it with high-level fundamentals, blocking out, maintaining position, and going up strong to the basket. If they board like that in the second half, this lead will continue to grow.
Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls. Let's go.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the 3rd quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Yeah, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway.
And Sacramento seems like a great fit for Luke Walton. Team's approach on offense really matches his own. Should never be a shortage of scoring for the Kings.
You wonder how it is that Luke Walton did his studying coming into this season with how much success last year Dave Yeager had in getting these guys to push the ball up the floor. Luke Walton believes that anyone can rebound and bring it up, and they have the kind of guys who could do that on this roster.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Whiteside, and it's Hood in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Here's Fox following the score by Rodney Hood. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That'll be his second foul of the game. Nurkic with the steal. Hood drives in, and they pick up 2. Hood's got 14.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. McCollum against Hield. Now here's Fox, guarded closer.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
To the inside, Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
They have a good plan going right now, and they're starting to create separation.
Well, game plan might have been good, but you have to bring it together. Right now, their chemistry is something to be admired.
Here's Fox after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Pass to Giles. Shot clock at 6. In the corner, it's Hield. Over McCollum. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Second shot opportunity. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To halt the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
All right, after 4 misses, they finally get one to go. That has to be a big relief for the offense after beginning this half on a bit of a cold streak.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 15. Drills the three-pointer. He's got 18.
Gotta like watching Lillard pull right up on the defense. Outstanding at catching him off guard.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. And here is Fox, following the three-pointer by C.J. McCollum. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
As soon as Whiteside positions himself, he just spikes that one away. It's like he's playing beach volleyball.
Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play. So it'll be C.J. McCollum shooting. That one is on Hield. And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
Zach Collins checked in for the Trailblazers. Anthony comes in for Hood. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Sacramento. Free throw good, McCollum.
A great year for the Kings last year. We're in the playoff hunt right up until the very last month of the season and ultimately came up short. But those guys will be hungry to want some postseason play this year.
Now here's Hield. He's got 7.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, every time the shot goes up, guys are doing a nice job of finding bodies and making sure there's room to collect the rebound.
And Brent, as you mentioned, the Kings came up short last year, but you have to think the playoffs are in their future.
Thinking about the playoffs would be nice. They did make a coaching change as Luke Walton is taking over for Dave Yeager, and changing coaches can sometimes disrupt development. Will they continue to play at the same pace that they played at last year? They were phenomenal in the open floor.
And some changes here for the Kings. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Bagley, and it's Joseph in for Buddy Hield. Both free throws good from Anthony.
Just get a feeling like Melo has brought some extra energy to this one. This guy eats, drinks, and breathes basketball, but he's at it here tonight.
Now here's Joseph, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. The pass to Ariza. Will it go? And he sinks the layup. Ariza's got 5 points so far.
A strong finisher around the rim. Ariza with the size to do some damage.
Pass to Collins. The baseline J. It's Dedmon with the rebound. And so Fox will bring it up for the Kings. From outside the arc, Ariza no luck.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, Kevin. That's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Here's Fox after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
The 11-footer. Anthony's shot is off. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Beyond the arc. Portland grabs the miss. Now here's McCollum. 22 points for him. 13 feet away. And Portland again with the bucket.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And here is Joseph. He has 7. Outside, Fox. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the lay-in. 9 points in the game so far.
That's a nice floater. I mean, a la Mike Conley. If De'Aaron Fox can establish that float game, tough to stop.
Now here's McCollum. 24 points for him. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Already a lot of talk about who's going to take part in the three-point contest this season, and here's a look at the players most likely to make it.
And so many great shooters in the NBA these days, and these guys, quite frankly, the best of the best. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scoring record broken in this year's competition.
You take a look at Hield. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We've got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Shot by Joseph, no good. Portland's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Fox against Lillard. Pass to Dedmon. He can't hit that time. Collins with some nice D. Portland's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. McCollum against Joseph. Passes it to Carmelo. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And Fox with a clear path to the basket. Finished off the break. Fox has got 4 points now in the quarter.
He gets so quick there in transition, does a good job of reading, and a nice finish.
Lillard, the pass to Whiteside. It's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession.
And here's some numbers on Fox. He's been dominant over the last month, averaging about 24 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
And Portland making a change here. Little's checked in. Offensive rebound. Anthony gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Outside, Fox. Barnes outside. Goes up on the block. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 6 assists here tonight. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Well, some more of the reach effect of Dedmon, the way he times that one. Impressive shot blocking ability.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Well, 2 seasons ago, the Blazers were swept in the first round, and something in the scarring of that kind of outcome has stayed with them, both Terry Stotts and their starting backcourt, to kind of fuel their fire to make the type of strides that they have in the past couple seasons.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And that one is good. Collins has got his 3rd basket of the night. And Brent, for the Blazers, the continuity has been part of what's made them so good, and that includes keeping Terry Stotts as their head coach.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about Terry Stotts being the 4th longest tenured coach in the league. This will be year 8 for him in the Pacific Northwest. But this group is very tight. They've got great chemistry. They run a very unique offensive system. And there's definite buy-in here in Portland behind Terry Stotts.
Here's Lillard. After the basket by De'Aaron Fox. Little gets the bucket.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Joseph with the ball. He's got 7. Outside, Fox. The floater, and it's good on the layup. Fox has got 19 points.
Tough matchup here, and Fox has it going right now. The lefty getting some room and making it happen.
To the paint, and stolen by Dedmon. And now the fast break. Fox with the ball. It's blocked, and so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. For the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Collins. Hezonja comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Kent Bazemore in for McCollum. And then for Sacramento, Marvin Bagley's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Bielitsa comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Bogdan Bogdanovic in for Joseph. Another miss by Fox. Portland's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Lillard, right side. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Now, here's Bogdanovic. Shoots over Nurkic. A nice shot by Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic has got 5 now.
Well, he's an accurate shooter and has some great confidence. Bogdanovic with the beauty.
Here's Lillard. 17-foot shot on the way. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's Fox with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. 43 seconds left in the third. Here's Bagley. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. He's got 8.
And not being as aggressive from the 3-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Lillard attacking.
Scoring has always been Lillard's strength, but last season a career high in assists. And you wonder how much a healthy Nurkic is going to help propel this team, as they've equipped themselves with some interesting players at the wing position to try to take another step forward in the Western Conference.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Fox. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. Did you know that, Kevin? I mean, I'm a Bay Area product. We could talk more about that later. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
Hield against Lillard. 5 to shoot. Hield with the bucket. Hield's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, he's a good shooter from the mid-range. Hield had some breathing room, took a deep breath, and fired.
Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Seven seconds left in the third quarter. Lets the three fly. Can't hit that one. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Portland's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the fourth. They've got Harris and Barnes. Bielitsa is out there with Holmes. And it's James in at the 2 guard. And it's Simons missing. Sacramento's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. The pass to Farrell. Kicks it to Barnes. And bird right's an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
Pass to Trent. He tries for 3. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's the Kings with the ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Unloads from 13. That shot off. Now Portland takes it the other way. Simons, the pass to Hazanya, an easy 2 points on the layup.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Kings have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Farrell. A rebound by Hazanya. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Simons surveying the D. Out to the wing. There's the three. It's hauled in by the Kings, and it's Hazanya with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap and overspending and outspending smaller markets?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because there are some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams that never see that pill.
Right.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but the question you had for me, was it a deterrent right now? I don't know if it's as significant as it needs to be. We know the repeater tax certainly hurts some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. That's really tough on small market teams who want to avoid that at all costs.
That free throw good from Holmes. And even though he stands 6'10", Holmes plays taller than that.
He does, mostly, Kevin, because of that length. I mean, he stretches out and uses that quick jump and can block some shots and deter a few guys from trying to do some things offensively.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, they've been striving towards it for years now, and the Kings are finally one of the premier up-tempo teams.
Well, it works for them when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox out there to blast off on any possession. You surround them with great shooters in Bogdanovich and Hield. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense on a nightly basis throughout the course of a regular season.
And so here's Portland. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Here's a look at what's coming up now for the Sacramento Kings. On Friday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs. Then on Sunday, they continue the road trip heading out to Dallas to take.
And you look at the schedule, you know it's never an easy ride through the Lone Star State. Doing the Texas Triangle is never a fun time. So if they can somehow get 2 out of 3, that's going to be a huge accomplishment.
The first one falls. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
And here are the Trailblazers now. Harrison Barnes getting it to go from deep.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
For Portland, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. And here's Farrell. He'll bring it up for the Kings. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Hazanya's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got his first bucket in this one.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Farrell passes to Holmes. Here's Farrell. Little with the rebound.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And it's the Kings with the ball after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Barnes outside. Sacramento again missing. Trailblazers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Passed a little. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media for whatever reason. Where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. Right. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
Here's Simons. Passes it to Trent. Here's Simons. Releases. Rebounded by Holmes.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Kicks it out to James. Back to Farrell. Fires the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Farrell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Simons, the pass to Trent. Here's Simons, and he makes good on the layup.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and the competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that at high school. They play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. Here's Simons after the Kings pick up 2. Right wing from 18 feet away, and Portland again with the bucket.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Sacramento's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And there's the pass to Giles. Now Holmes. Goes back up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Clearly a foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
You go back to 2015, the Blazers lost 4 of their 5 starters in the offseason. So instead of rebuilding, they retooled around Damian Lillard, and what a piece to retool behind. Amazing how far they've come in the past couple seasons, where they've placed in the Western Conference.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Bielitsa. And the second free throw, good. Well, you know, Brent, you've got to give a lot of credit to the Blazers front office, continuing to fortify this roster with under-the-radar acquisitions.
Interesting adjusting around a couple of albatross contracts to now have a team that's capable at positions that a lot of teams are trying to fill. That's the wing position.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Here's Farrell. James outside. Ariza outside. Fires the three. Cans it from downtown.
Yeah, trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second three of the game. One in each half.
Pass to Trent. Left side, Collins. Over Giles. Shot by Collins, no good.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. The Kings getting the bucket. Pass to Little. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything shooting. Free throws.
Yeah, well, you would use... I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
The free throw drops for Little.
And the Blazers GM called Portland a cocoon market. Not a lot of exposure, but these fans sure love their team.
Well, maybe you have to look at the front office and credit them for understanding the personalities of the guys that they rely on here in McCollum and Lillard. Not really going out to seek the limelight, wanting to concern themselves with getting better as basketball players, and then wanting to make an impact in the community. It's come together nicely for them in Portland.
Here's Farrell. Here's the floater. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. .141 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Holmes. Clock at 6. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Here's Trent. James covering. Passes it to Little. Tries a three. The shot, no good. And Sacramento will go the other way with it.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Trailblazers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last 2 games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Damian Lillard.
So sharp on the passing tonight. You know, guys can get into a rhythm that way too.
First one falls for him. Sacramento making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. And he makes the first but misses the second. It's Ariza on the wing. And another 3 for Sacramento.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the 4th period. We'll see how it pans out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
Here's Whiteside. It's Dedmon with the rebound. And so James will bring it up for Sacramento. Back to Farrell. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. I mean, do we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more physical. You know, we did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.